All right, welcome back. Day one, we did the tutorial. We got the tractor. We brought it back to the farm. We bought some hens. So now it's day two. I did repair the silo. Grain silo is ready to go. I also built a scaffold and repaired the top. Not repair, rebuild. And the greenhouse is complete. So now we can actually, when we get some money, buy seeds. So one of the things I like to do is, and we'll do this later in the episode, is I will sell this mower. I don't use it to cut the grass because the grass continues to grow back. Normally what I'll do is I'll use this cultivator when I got some downtime or I'm waiting for something to happen or waiting on workers. I'll use the cultivator and I'll go ahead and just clear a lot of the grass. You can also use the weed eater, which is not a bad option, but again, it all grows back. So let's go talk to John. Well, first let's grab our eggs. So I bought the max chicken, so when you go to your farm statistics, it'll show you that we have 20 hens and we've got 12 eggs to collect, and that's because the chicken house is not in great shape. We got 163 food left. Okay, so we want to keep an eye on that. Obviously we didn't have a lot of money to buy, but that will not go down that fast. So as we repair the chicken coop, we will get more eggs. As you can see, it's pretty beat up. So it's probably one of the things we will repair. We also did get 3,000 social points for completing the greenhouse. Okay, nothing for the silo. Nothing at all for the silo. So let me see here. We get all 12, and again you can just look at this. Eggs to collect, none. So we got everything. And before we talk to John, let's do some cooking. And well, let's talk to John to get this done, but we can sell John stuff. So this one gate seems to be glitched. It seems to stay open a lot, so a lot of times I'll just leave this open. It really doesn't affect anything game-wise. So let's talk to this guy. This is a quest.
Hello, I'm John. I'm the
Hello,
tradesman
my name's
here.
John. Best prices, you know. I'm a tradesman here.
Oh, I see. What's your trade?
Oh, I see. What's your trade?
A bit of everything.
A bit of everything.
Nails,
nail soap, some food, you know.
Food, you know. I will also buy fresh food from you if you
I
can
can
spare.
buy food from you
Nothing
too.
big, but I could
Fish,
use some
apples,
fish,
mushrooms, perhaps,
apples,
you know.
Mushrooms,
Nothing
perhaps,
big.
you know.
Well, that's really good to know. I'll see you around.
Really good to know. I'll see you around.
All right. Not going anywhere,
right.
you know.
I'm not going anywhere, you know. Okay, so you can. We're gonna just click out of this autosave here. So
Good
let's
to
talk
see
to
you.
him,
Can I help
and he'll give you some tips on stuff. So
Care to
let's just say
trade?
care to trade.
Sure. What do you need?
Do not sell anything that's not cooked. So you don't want to sell any of this, but we can go ahead and sell some of our stuff that we have in cans here. Since we're completely broke, we'll sell what we can. And do not sell anything that's not cooked. And then here's what he sells. Basically all the stuff to get a wife. The flowers, the bouquets, the rings, the perfume. Also he sells a fishing pole, weed eater, and chainsaw, which is and some ability to plant some flowers. So depends on if you want the dog or not. So the dog, the trick to getting the dog, there's a dog house on our farm. So the trick to get the dog is he starts out right here, and you give him a sausage. And it says, hey, okay, so Rex seems to be fond of you. Now, he will move on. You will find him later in the game at another, and standing in front of another farm, and you give him another sausage. So you kind of got to run into him about 4 or 5 times, maybe 6 times, I'm not exact sure. But eventually you'll give him enough sausages where he will just love you, and he will come here and live, and then he'll still want a sausage every day or whatever. So, just like when you buy the cat, you have to give the cat a fish occasionally, or the cat doesn't love you. So, alright, so real quick, let's pick the apples. And, we can get through those. There's a lot of them ready, so. So when you're picking the apples, if you're not sure where they're at, you can do the engineer sight, and it'll kind of glow green. The red actually is pretty easy to see, and it'll kind of just show you, it'll kind of just automatically go to the next one if they're close. You can just sit there and tap X. Now, building the scarecrow and building the beehive will up your apple production. You'll have less things eating your apples because of the scarecrow, and you'll get better yields because of the pollination from the bees. Also, both give social points. So I recommend you can build about 5 different honey on the farm, and every field you own can have a scarecrow. And I recommend doing that for every one. When you're harvesting, you just drive through it, so it doesn't affect gameplay other than it helps your yield and it gives you social points. So it's just a great benefit, in my opinion, to do so. The scarecrow's 150 euros, and the beehives I think are 250. But honey sells for $12 a jar. It's a pretty slow process of getting it. But when you get a wife, she will also can make you some better dishes, some gourmet food or whatever with honey, with better ingredients basically. So once I get married, I normally will keep a few things in there for her to cook with, and that's one of the things she will do. She'll make hamburgers and pizzas, and she doesn't make soups, but she'll make the higher end stuff. In my last game, I got an apple. It was an apple and pumpkin pie or something. It was kind of combined. It was kind of weird, but it was still, 100 food value. So that one thing fills you all the way up. So don't stress too much about the apples. If you miss one, it's not the end of the world. It's probably, but you just want to cook them. You want to turn them into applesauce before you sell, which we're going to do that as soon as I get. I try to go around in a pattern, but they're kind of the trees. The way the trees are kind of staggered. They're in rows, but they're not really even. But just work your way the best you can. Okay, so we got those two, so we can hit this one. And a lot of times, if you're lined up with a couple of them, it'll jump right to the next apple. Alright, we got this one here. And remember, if you want to double check, which we'll do here at the end, we'll use the engineer site. he'll highlight them for you. It's sometimes that's easier than actually spotting the apple is the actual notification. I think I missed those. I think I hit this tree already, but so it's a little bit tedious, just like collecting the eggs. Early on, it's once I had the everything upgraded, like the beehive and the scarecrow, I think I would get 140 apples twice a year, approximately, and turn that into applesauce. And I think it was prices fluctuate too in the game. Sometimes equipment can change in price. If it's high, if it seems high, you don't need to buy it. You can go back and check at a later date. The price will move, just like the grain prices. Alright, so if we kind of think we got everything here, let's back up and let's give a little bit of a view with the engineer eye. So here's one. Oh, there's one. There's another one. A couple in here. Thought I seen one over there, but maybe not. People watching the video, when you miss one, are probably screaming. You're missing it. You're missing it. I do the same thing when I watch people play. I'm like, it's right there. What are you doing? Especially if it's a shooter or a zombie game or something. Alright, so we got $140. 140 euros. Let's cook the apples, and then let's go sell the mower. So we're gonna make. We got 2 tomatoes. We'll cook those. I think I got those out of the pantry. 2 milks. We're making condensed milk. Does not sound good at all. I'm assuming that, to me, that's like a cream, but I don't know. I just think about canned condensed milk. Had growing up, it was not tasty, but I'm sure things are better now. Okay, so we got 101 apples there. So let's look at our map. Let's look at our map, and what I want to do is I want to get the tractor out. And I'm going to grab the mower. You can also, you can also paint, which we will do once money is not a big issue. We will paint and make the tractor a nice color tones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change my view here so I can back up. Oops, not that. I hit cruise control. Really run into the house. So I'm going to grab the mower. Before we do that, let's grab the second chest, which is located in the barn. Really don't know where you're at once you get thrown around. So let's put that there, and we can leave it there for now. I left the one out on the side for the roof because we'll have to get up there still. So here's the other chest. This is number 2. There's really a lot of places, so this is kind of nice. We got a golden ring, which we'll sell for now. And for some reason, it seems a little glitchy. Whenever I open a chest, it wants to take whatever my first item is, which in this case is sausages, and throw it into the chest. It does that same thing in the pantry. So let's look at our map. We can sell this at any agricultural store. So let's flip through, and there'll be you'll see tractors. So here's one. Here's a vehicle store. Here's a vehicle store, and here's a vehicle store, and they will all be slightly different for the part of they will offer different things, and prices can be different. So let's go to this one first, because we're going to stop by the agricultural store on the way back. So we're going to get on this. We're going to drive around here, take the back way over. I'll change the view back once I get out of here. Run down by the lake here. Stop by over here and see John and sell our applesauce and a couple other things. Maybe even the money for now. And these little tights. Where is the star on the map that I marked? It's that way. Okay. So, kind of what John's is kind of the wrong way, but we'll work it out.
Can I help you?
Want to trade,
Here to
John?
trade?
Sure.
Right.
What do you need?
Sure. So let's we'll keep the two. The condensed milk is 45 nutrition, so we'll keep those for food for today. Our 12 eggs, we got 72 euros for. And we'll get that every day as long as we cook them first. And then the applesauce, as you can see, 540 euros, which is about exactly what we started with. So we're back up to 788 euros. So fantastic. We could buy a fishing pole now. And we could sell the ring for 167. What's he sell them for? 251. So I think we go ahead and at this point sell it. We're not close to starting to give that kind of gifts to a woman yet, so let's sell it. We'll keep the sausages and keep working on the dog as we go around. So I want to head towards the star that I marked to sell the milk. So I'm just going to shoot cross country here. Farm roads. I'm going to hit the cruise control. Change the cruise back. And you can drive different however you feel like driving. I normally, depends on what I'm doing. If I'm usually doing farm fields, I like to have the long range view. Driving like this, it's not a big deal to have the first person view on and kind of enjoy the scenery. This is a PS4, so the graphics aren't as nice. I still think the map looks incredible too. It's very nice. I enjoy it. Not really any heavily dense forest, but that's probably true in a lot of farmland in America these days. Just a few trees here and there. You don't want to drive through. If you drive through somebody's field that's not planted, you're fine. But if you do drive through crops and you will destroy your neighbor's crops, you will lose a ton of social points. A ton. So don't do that. These little farm roads here, there's not going to be any traffic on them, so it's not a bad way to do it. And I can't remember how much the mower's worth. I'm going to say it was about 2,000 euros. So get some stuff for the greenhouse and we'll get that started. And Probably not this episode, but the next episode we'll work on getting you. I need to find out where the harvester is. I don't think I seen it on my map yet. So I seen a plow, but I haven't seen quest for a harvester yet. So I know we need to do that to get. I'd like to get. We have 2 fields that we can sell. But obviously, we need a wagon, got the tractor. Not quite there yet. One step at a time. So slowly. That engineer site's your best friend. And we could. Around trees and these hills, you'll find mushrooms and strawberries. They don't sell for very much at all. You're not able to cook with the mushrooms and strawberries, but you can eat them for like 8 or 10 nutritional value. So it keeps you from eating your items that you can sell for decent money, your eggs and whatnot. So it's not always the worst thing. This vehicle store is a little farther away, but like I said, we're going to hit that corner store on the way back. Plus, we're getting to see some of the map. So, okay, so we found an old cedar driving by. So that's a good thing. Also, there's several places on the map that you can buy. I don't think it's here, but you can buy greenhouses. Pretty expensive, and I'm not sure what kind of return you would get. You know, you're spending $100,000. Ooh, are you sure? I was talking, I wasn't paying attention. So don't do that. Okay, so we just got into an accident. So let's turn off our cruise. Let's change our view. I ran into the fence. Yeah. I think because that thing sticks over to the side, I wasn't not. Ran right into the fence. Our first accident. Let's solve this thing before we kill somebody. Alright, and when you sell stuff at the vehicle stores, you'll want to make sure that you're dropping it out of the way. It's going to stay wherever you put it. Again, not great, but as long as you know that, it's not a problem. So, we'll back it up over here. I'll change the view. We'll back it up over here out of the way. Get next to that nice new mower. So drop it out of your way, come over to it, sell. It's only 1,000, which seems pretty low. I think I've got more before, but we're gonna go ahead and sell it. We're already here, so that puts us up to 2,000 euros. This thing doesn't look very big, does it? That's over there's a nice one. $100,000, or it'll say 50,000 plus social points. I do not recommend using social points to buy equipment. You're better off to use those to hire. You got to keep that 50,000 balance if you want to hire workers. You can't go below that 50,000. Cracks me up when vehicles stop and you're just driving down the road. So head back up to the agricultural store. We'll buy some stuff for the greenhouse. So the greenhouse will hold 21, 21 is 42, and 28. So it'll hold 70 plants at a time. So you can buy, you know, there's going to be a lot of quests later, or even now. Deliver 40 tomatoes, and they will pay you and give you social points. Sometimes they want pumpkin soup or spicy pumpkin soup, so you can make a little more money that way because you get like maybe 150 euros for 40 tomatoes, which is more than you would get normally, but not more than you would get if you cooked them. For like 3 spicy pumpkins, 21 or $27 or euros or whatever, but doing the quest, you're getting a little bit of money, and the person likes you more plus the social points. So there are, once I get rolling, I usually try to start storing 40 of each, you know, pumpkins, melons, everything, and I start storing a little bit. Every time I get a harvest, I'll store, you know, maybe 40 of what I get. Now, where is the agricultural shop? Oh, it's right there. The whole point of coming this way is to go there, right? Get us some, try to get us at least 70 seeds. We could buy a cow, but I don't think that what the cows are good for, in my opinion, in this game, is the free manure. Other than that, not a fan. But the manure is what is nice, for sure. All right, so you could, like I said, at this point, you can just take the cheapest thing or whatever, and you'll get different yields out of stuff. But you need 70, so that was 174. Very sensitive here. Alright, so we can buy 70 zucchini, and we'll buy 70 tomatoes for the next time. And that's 410 euros. We'll buy that. And let's go ahead and get a little more hen food. That'll put us up over 100. Ducks and geese will give you eggs. They're 4 meals your wife makes, so I don't think you'd eat them early on. Pigeons, the game eventually, I think, was supposed to help you. The pigeons to me wasn't effective. I didn't see any reason to get them. The rooster, what he will do is you will randomly, like if you sleep for a week or certain days, it'll say your rooster did his job and you sold some extra chickens and you got 70 euros. So he basically will pay for himself in a few weeks. So we're going to buy us a little more food and a rooster, and we'll do that. And we could go ahead and buy the cat, but I'm not going to yet. But he makes your farm a little more productive because he gets mice and stuff. Like I said, you have to feed him an occasional fish. And the love. It's not as needy as the dog, but you still don't have fish and eggs. Again, something I like to get, but it's more of a luxury item. Or your wife will make good fish, but we don't have it that good. So. And what some people will do is they will go ahead and park the pickup truck somewhere and bounce back and forth with the fast travel, which is fine. It's in the game. The bus stops also have fast travel. One of the things you can do, and I have done, is sell the old pickup truck. To me, it is a faster way to travel around there. So for now, it's not. If you don't want to bus travel, you can keep it. But you can sell it once you get the harvester. This thing goes 23 miles an hour, or 23 kilometers per hour. The truck goes 60. So if you're trying to zoom around the map, but what I found out last game is I didn't travel that much after the initial, other than going to self-running. But once you start hiring workers, you can hire a worker, and you can do harvest and sell, and the money just kind of rolls in automatically. I think we're going to call it an episode there. Got a few things done. I'm going to plant. I want to move this. So this is a setup here. You don't want to do crop damage. But they got the weed cultivator right in on top of these crops here. So very, very tricky. So now, if you drop this thing down and pull it around, you don't want to get close to your crops because there's a little bit of all the way. But as you will see, I'm going to drop it over here. As you can see, it will basically make it nice and trim, just like you moved it. So I use it to run around with a little bit. Let's go park the tractor, and I'm going to go ahead and plant the greenhouse, and I'll see you next time on Farmer's Dynasty. Don't forget to hit the like button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.